Hello and welcome back to another lesson of the Logos and Letters. My name is Liam, and just a short lesson, I think, for this part. It's just wrapping up what we've been learning, really. And, the point's pretty plain here. This should be fairly comfortable. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted because I just realized I've jumped the gun. I've highlighted this, and I was talking about that at the end of last lesson. And there was more of the same, really. But anyway, look, he says, I know, right? It's not necessary because this gar is so explanatory in force. Right? It's like, it's not, because it's not, and why does the gar always come second? It's a post-positive. Anyway. So it's not necessary that, either the thing is being blind or having sight. Okay. Interesting that he says, I know. I guess it'd be easier to translate with to be, but with tuflon, he sort of gets to the nitty-gritty of how there's the abstract and then there's the actual lived concrete experience. I don't know if he meant that, but that's the sense that I got there. Right? He repeats it. That's what I was just saying there. Right? So he's just saying, it's not necessary that someone be blind or have sight, but just whichever the one happens to be. Okay, you did a survey and you'll find some that have sight and some that are blind. All right, here's the new stuff though. Here is the new stuff. Get a new color for the new stuff. Epideton enantion. All right, this epi and de, right after the hard punctuation there is like, the force of it is like telling the audience, let us bring to the forefront of our minds, right, in regards to the contraries. Okay, in the genitive case, of course. The ge, the de here is like sort of, it's continuous, it's resumptive of a thought that was going on before. Epideton. Right, because remember how we keep speaking about the contraries? He's resumed that thought now, okay? He's bringing it back to the forefront of our minds. Honesty, anomeson, right? For contraries, if there is a middle ground, if there is some intermediate state, right, so it's never the case. It's necessarily, in all these sorts of cases, that one of them belongs. Either or belongs. And when he's talking about thatoron, either or, he's speaking about the extremes of that genus or whatever it happens to be. Okay, so the extremes, hot and cold, so on and so forth. Alatisi kai tutois aphorismenos tohen. Right? I love the casualness of it. Like he's saying, but some, alatisi, kai tutois, but only in some it belongs. And in these, kai tutois, like kai en tutois, determinately the one. I wonder if n has been lost. I reckon that was originally written with n. Alatisi kai tutois. I mean, anyway, determinately the one. Okay, so determinately the one what? The one state. Okay. So yeah, anyway. Hostadelon hotikat udetron ton tropon hosta nantia antikaitai ta katastaresin kai hexin antikai menna. I love it. So good. Fantastic. Right? He's doing a service to those with not a great memory. Okay? What's he done? He's brought back the origin of his skepsis, of his investigation, of his scope. He's finished. He's let the hammer fall, the gavel strike the bench. And he said, Dailon, thus it is clear that according to none of the aforementioned sort of ways or manners, that the contraries are thus opposed in the same way as the Privation and Hexis are opposed. Okay, the possession and privation. Okay, he's wrapped it all up. So he's proven all of this, and I've gone on a little bit about how well he did with that. And yeah, he's wrapped it up now. Court adjourned, court dismissed, case dismissed, whatever the judge says. So yeah, nice short little lesson. And we have finally moved on from the fact that that he's distinguished these three different types of these three different species of opposition. Have we already? Yes, we did. I think we had a little mini paragraph about how affirmation and negation were. Yeah, we did. We spoke about. So we've covered all four. We've covered all four now. What's the next one? Epimenton and antion. Right. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. He's not moving on completely from contraries. He's just settled the debate. All right. I was literally about to say we're going to move on from contraries. But then I read this. We're not moving on from contraries just yet, guys, but we are moving on from this debate. That's for sure. So hope that's been interesting to you. And, if you take something away from this, I hope you might already be this sort of person. But if you're not, how cool is it how he doesn't just stop when he's proved his point? He just keeps going. Like, he's ruthless with it. Like, he explores every option and he finds and he builds his case. We should all be like that. If we're doing something serious like he's doing, let's be ruthless like he is. Let's not stop when we've already achieved victory, right? Let's just keep throwing the... I know it sounds violent, but keep throwing the punches, right? If we're not doing something serious, though, of course, just call it quits, call it a day, right? But, he's doing something serious here and he doesn't stop. He does a really, really good job. I don't know. It's inspiring in a way. Anyway, in the next lesson, we are going to go on with quite a cool little lesson on ethics in a way. So it's a bit of a change of pace, change of theme, something to look forward to. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson, brief as it was, simple as it was. And as always, thank you for listening. My name is Liam, and si semper fortis in opere tuo.